No, and it is 61-55. The story of this first half is who is not playing as opposed to who is playing. Both teams very shorthanded, particularly the Jazz. I mean, they have got half their team out of the lineup, but they still lead 61-55. No De'Aaron Fox. You know, Ryan, the one thing I'm convinced after watching these teams play the fourth game, really doesn't matter who's playing, who's who's healthy, who's hurt. The games are going to be close. You know, they're going to be tight.
Exactly, Grant. I mean, if Utah had everybody and Fox was playing, it would be the same game. I mean, these two teams, for whatever reason, just match up well.
How about Walker Kessler, huh? For the Jazz? He gives the Kings fits, doesn't he?
Hard to believe he's a rookie, Grant. I mean,
Yeah.
first and foremost, but yeah, he gives them fits. He's long, he's fundamental. He's got a little Steven Adams in him. I mean, wait till he fills out a little bit more. He's going to be a force in this league.
Yeah. Once again, you know, you see no De'Aaron Fox and, you know, Mitchell. And again, I know it sounds like I'm always ragging on the guy. He has a role for this team. It's just not as a starting point guard. And you can see how different this Sacramento Kings offense is when they don't have De'Aaron Fox. I mean, Mitchell played 15 minutes, 4 points, 2 assists, right?
Yeah, here's the problem I have with Mitchell. It's not. I'm not going to put the ball movement completely on him because that was a little bit slow to start the game.
Fair enough.
But he has 5 shots, and Harrison Barnes has 3. Harrison Barnes should be taking 2 shots for every one of Mitchell's because scoring is not Donovan's thing, or Davion, excuse me.
Yeah, Harrison only, you know, had 2 points from the line. He didn't even make a basket. You're right, 0 of 3, 0 of 2 from distance. Keegan Murray, a very good offensive half with 14 points. But again, I'm going to get back to this, and I know I'm nitpicking a little bit, but Keegan Murray played 20 minutes, Ryan, 20 minutes, and he only had 1 rebound. He's got to get more rebounds than that.
Yeah, he absolutely has to get in there. I mean, it shouldn't take Mike Brown challenging him multiple times because he's responded to that. But I don't know, Grant, if it's one of those things where you're just kind of camping around the 3-point line, if that changes your game. I mean, because you're really not getting that physical with players if you're just kind of hanging out on the arc. And so they need him to get inside.
All right. What did you think about this? What did you think about all the threes the Kings took? Well, both teams really in the first quarter. I mean, that's the way the game has come. The game is a 3-point shooting contest now.
Yeah, that's the Kings' bread and butter. So, I mean, I really can't say anything about it. I mean, most nights they are at about 35% at the lowest. So I think that's fine.
You know, show you how old I am. I don't even know what Rumble is. I've never heard of Rumble before.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it's an alternative to YouTube. Kind of the same style.
Okay. Well, I've never heard of it before, so I'm happy that you had to ask for validation from our audience. But you're not really sure what it is either, you know?
Exactly. Yep. I'm getting old too, buddy.
Oh my gosh, this is interesting. How is Keegan Murray going to get more rebounds if Sabonis is on pace for 20 rebounds? Well, you know, I mean, that is a good question. Sabonis does mop up the glass, but again, you've got to be more active on the glass at the forward position. That's pretty much it, you know?
Yeah, and Sabonis mops up the glass a lot on the offensive end. He misses a lot of chippies from time to time, and he gets an extra rebound there. But, you know, here's what I'd say. Kevin Huerter should not be out-rebounding Keegan.
That's a good point.
That should never happen, and it happens consistently.
He's got 5 rebounds, Huerter, right? So... And Sabonis is a vacuum. I mean, the guy really is good. There really is. All right, I think the Kings are going to win this game, even though they don't have Fox and they won't have him in the fourth quarter. But you know what, Ryan? I'm going to keep the theme of the first 3 games, and I'm going to say the Kings win this game tonight.
Okay.
124-123.
All right. So you're going to keep it really close. I agree with you that it's going to be probably within a couple points. I'm going Jazz. I think the Jazz win this game.
Okay.
So I think the Jazz are going to win 126-124.
All right. Now when we did the schedule on your podcast during the All-Star break, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you had this game all along as the Jazz winning. Did you not?
No, I had the one in Utah. Oh, wait.
Okay.
No, you know what? I think you're right. I did have the Jazz winning this game. You are right. Yep.
Okay. Wow. All right. So you've got the Jazz winning. I've got the Kings winning. and right now it is 61-55. All right. What about the big man? Again, containing Kessler is obviously the key. I mean, he's looked like a freaking all-star every time you see Sacramento. But you're right. The very good point. Sabonis is having a better game, Jay, and he needs to have a better game without De'Aaron Fox in the lineup.
Yeah, and I think the Kings coaching staff, they knew that they were going to be hit with that zone defense again tonight, and they're making a point to, make it a little bit better than it was last game on Sabonis. And if you notice, Jerry called it on the Wednesday show, and everybody please watch the Wednesday show with Grant and Jerry. They've got HB in the middle of that zone on offense. So I would look for that to continue. Definitely.
Yeah,
that's taking the load off Sabonis.
Yep. 121 to 115. The prediction is for the Kings, and keep them coming. We love to get your predictions on the scores, and we can't get them all up on the screen, but we're doing our best. We got 122 to 121 Kings. Again, he and I both have it the same way, a 1-point game, 121 to 118. And I think it's going to be a really good game. I mean, when I mean good game, I don't know why we should expect a Kings Jazz game not to go down to the final minute.
Yeah, seriously. The last game was the outlier. What was it? Like 8 or 9 points, I think, was the separator. So,
again, the thoughts on, I don't really have a lot of thoughts on it. I mean, that's why you have a roster and you have 13 players dress every night. So I don't really put too much thought. I've always been one to have this mindset in the NBA. I don't really make too much out of the bench once you get past 10. 11, 12, and 13 to me, that's not why you're going to win games or lose games. Now, over a course of 82, you might have a player that is 10, 11, or 12, or 13. You may have that player be responsible for winning a game. I think we could say that was true of Richaun Holmes in LA against the Lakers earlier this year. Remember the game down in LA?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Great point.
They don't win that game without Holmes. But by and large, and this is true of college basketball too, you know this, by and large, it's your top 8 guys that you're going to win and lose with every night. That's just the way it is. I don't get that concerned about a bench that doesn't play their 11th, 12th, and 13th men. That's true of all teams in the NBA. I think fans have a tendency to make too much out of those players that don't play. Are they very capable NBA players? Well, yes, or else they wouldn't be in the NBA. But there's a reason why every team in the league pretty much doesn't go beyond 10 deep. And when the playoffs start, Ryan, most teams are going to go 8 deep, and the 9th man will play a handful of minutes. Just the way it is.
Yeah, exactly, Grant. And I mean, that knowledge right there. So not much to follow up there. In terms of Holmes tonight, I mean, it looks like Mike Brown likes a smaller lineup tonight. Metu's only played 3 minutes. It's kind of the way it is. It looks like Lyles is getting a little bit more of those minutes. So if Metu's only playing 3, Holmes got 4. They're probably not gonna. It's a toss up between the two. Grant, I mean, do you have a preference in a game like this between Metu and Holmes?
No, I really don't.
Either do I.
6-1, half dozen the other. I'll tell you what's very interesting to me tonight. And, I always talk about games that stick out to me during the course of a regular season. The Nuggets are playing the Bucks right now, and the Bucks were leading for most of this game. This second half has been unbelievable. The Nuggets outscored the Bucks 34-19 in the third. They're outscoring them 14-6 in the fourth, and they now lead it with 5:50 left. The Nuggets do over the Bucks 111-91. How about that?
How about that? Well, the Nuggets needed to get right. That's getting right. That's a great win and a potential NBA Finals matchup.
And
so
everyone's playing for the Bucks tonight. So it's not like, well, gee, Grant, this guy's no. They're all playing. So that's a score that's really jumping out at me. That's the type of a game that can really get a team back rolling the way they were, which Denver was doing for much of the year until recently.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of the Kings and the Clippers that went to double OT. Kings started rolling after that game. So I want to ask you this really quick.
Let me stop 1 second. I want to get to this real quick. I do know the Bucks are on the second night of a back-to-back. I'm fully aware of that. Championship caliber teams, that doesn't matter. Okay. Championship caliber teams on the second night of a back-to-back, it's not that big of a deal. In other words, yeah, I give the advantage to Denver, but not that big of an advantage. Okay. When the Kings were really good, they didn't give a damn if they were playing 4 games in 5 nights or the second nights of back-to-back. They won most of those games. So that's just an excuse. All right. When you have a talented team like Milwaukee, you shouldn't be getting blown out on the second night of a back-to-back. That's it. I'm not saying they should win, but they shouldn't be getting blown out. All right. Where were you going with that?
Nope. Oh no, I was going to take it a completely different direction. A lot of people in the pregame asking about the magic number and clinching and what that looks like for this team in terms of celebration, and is there going to be a celebration? What are your thoughts on that, Grant?
Is there going to be a celebration for what?
Once the Kings clinch a playoff spot.
I don't know. First of all, you'd have to define celebration for me. The fact that the Kings are going to clinch a playoff spot, we've pretty much known that for several weeks now, right?
Yes.
It's not like we're coming down to game 80, 81, and 82, and you have to win. There's going to be we know the Kings are going to be in the playoffs. So when you say big celebration, what is your vision of that? What do you expect?
Celebration was the wrong word, I guess. Is it mean something to this team? I don't think it does personally. They already know they're going to be in the playoffs, like you said. But is that something that to the team is going to be a big deal?
No, I don't think the Kings players are going to celebrate that much because they see the bigger picture. And I think Mike Brown will reel them in on that. Hey, guys, we expected to do this. Now we did this. Now our real season begins. They need to stay in check. So, yeah, I think the fans will rejoice. I think the fans will be very happy, obviously. But celebration, I think the media, Ryan, will make a much bigger deal of this than the players or anyone else. I really do.
Yep, I'm with you there. Hey, I am not going to tip my hand, but I have a awesome rant topic for you. Oh. So everybody has to return post game for that. And I know you probably have a little something too. Did you get a picture?
I do have a picture. Yeah, I do have a picture. It's not from abroad, but it's from out of state. So I do have a picture, and we will be showing that after the game. We'll also be telling you again about Bennett's with Roseville and Sacramento, with a third location coming to Rockland. Prime seafood and steaks. Don't forget, they have over 50 different types of wine available by the glass. On the weekends, they have prime rib, which is absolutely awesome. If you are into a nice brunch, the weekend brunch at Bennett's is a perfect locale. For more information, and you can check out the menu and food to go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. That's Bennett's, Roseville, Sacramento, and soon coming to Rockland. All right, Rhino, give me your one key for the Kings winning this game in this second half. I know you think the Jazz are going to win, but if the Kings are going to win, what's it going to be?
Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes has to get going. He's going to be over 20 points.
Okay. All right. An update on the shirts Pam would like to know?
Yeah, shirts are going out. Huge demand, so we're getting them out as quick as we can. So, yeah, that's the update.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Enjoy the second half, everybody. The Kings are trailing at the break, 61-55. We look forward to being back with you in about an hour right here on If You Don't Like That.